You know, I remember watching a very interesting video about the Shield Hero not so long ago, where a YouTuber was talking about how it feels like not Fumi's the one who actually gets actual development in the entire show by going off the anime alone. Everyone else is just there as supporting or opposing characters. You know, I could disagree in a way. Melty has some development, learning more to be of a responsible leader, but yet accepting that she's still a child, that she still has some growing up to do. Reptilia had a backstory that showed off more of who she is. She showed her bravery in the very beginning of the series. I guess you could say Philo was learning bit by bit, but it didn't really show. But I guess these things just they're the little things that add on to the show. So I'm guessing they are meaning major development, and I haven't seen that since now. Ooh, Risha. This definitely was a Risha episode, but matter of fact, I could actually argue that so far in this series of season two, this has been a Risha um, like she felt more of a main character in a way now when it comes to everybody else. The main characters that get isekai and they're the old style isekais, the good old ones back in the day, where the girl gets isekai and she's not that useful, but she finds her usefulness through her own strengths. And because of that, her party members come to acknowledge her strength that only she can do through that. And then she goes back home a much of a better person. That's how what Risha feels like. She's that character that has to be protected, that's clumsy, but yet has a good heart and is learning more and more about herself as she goes further through her adventures with her party. But Fuji Yugi is one that reminds me of something like this. The Mysterious Play. Y'all remember that one, that good old classic. Tamahome. So anyways, the turtle is not really dead. It's dead, but it needs to find its weak spot in order to truly kill it. So the only way to find that is to go on its back. And it'll take a while to revive, but not too long. So they had to go there and make camp because this thing is massive. That his back is so big that it carried the entire village on his back. The point that people lived on it. People lived on the giant turtle. um, I'm not even surprised in a way because we got people here living near volcanoes and constant earthquakes and wildfires that happens every year in their areas. Not to mention tornadoes and hurricanes. So if they're willing to live in those kind of dangerous areas, I don't see why people want to live on a giant ass turtle. I like turtles, I really do, but now they're gonna kill me. Yeah, you would say, well, they didn't know it was gonna activate. Look, I'm a cautious man. I'm gonna live on some place knowing that the creature's gonna one day get up. They won't happen in another 1,000 years. Human calculations are always correct. Most times it's not correct. So the fact that these people decided to live on a fucking turtle is beyond me. But that's just my opinion. That being said, um, we see Risha's backstory. She was a lower class noble. She had a title, but had no wealth behind the name that they have. So, but nonetheless, they were happy and they were in their own content in their own lives. And nothing wrong with that, man. So it shows how people feel like, when people think of nobles, since the bookworm definitely showed this, that just because you're a noble, even Wiseman Grandchild, I guess, showed this as well. Not Wiseman Grandchild, but Dave's son, despite how crappy of an anime it is, even it showed that just because you're a noble doesn't mean you're rich. Doesn't mean everyone looks up to you. Doesn't mean you have actual power. Because at the end of the day, all you have is the name. And the name alone can only carry you so far without backing and influence and connections of networking. Years and years of networking. So, despite that, they're happy to a neighboring dude shows up and takes her as part of the depth that they were sunk into until she was rescued by Isaki. I think Isaki or Isaki. I think Isaki. Well, the bow hero. So after then, she decided to become part of his party. I thought she was already part of the party from the very beginning, where they were having the party member selected out for them in the first episode. I think I have some bad memory there. But no, she was probably one of the last members to join, but she wasn't very useful to them besides just carrying the stuff, inventorying, stuff like that. After that, she was deemed pretty useless. For that, she was banished from the heroes party. Another a long line series of isekai where someone's banished from the heroes party, and most of them suck. But when you find a good one, they're pretty good. But yeah, it was just ridiculous, man. When I thought about it, like this is a bash. It was an isekai within an isekai. No, it's not. Anyways, all seriousness aside, she wanted to find some way to be useful, to find strength, to order to change. Seeing people like Reptilia and Philo and stuff, being so strong, and even now Fumi just being the shield hero, being so up with his high status now that everyone looks up to him compared to last season. It's a big change. She wants that kind of change. Heck, from the last season of the final battle of the last season, she proved her worth, man, and stuff. And despite that, she still got kicked out because I guess they showed up the freaking useless bow hero. But to her, Izuki is her whole world. So I guess you have to respect her on that, I guess. She has her reasons, which I already said why. And I guess she's wanted to prove that she can be useful. So after having a talk with Oist during the camp, saying, if you stayed with Izuki now, would you be used to him right now? Would you? And she would come to the realization she would not. The Risha now is completely different from Risha then. She joined the Shield Hills party, and she's finding her worth some way. Even when it comes to reading and information, she was good at that, showing when he found a secret cave, well, shrine, whatever it was. And the language is even in Japanese, I guess left behind by former heroes, telling them a way to kill the turtle or other stuff, who knows what it was, because the thing collapsed onto them. And I like how the queen wanted to grab it because it's a thing of, it's priceless. And in a way it is priceless because it's a tablet that only tells you about the ancient history of the turtle, but also is written in Japanese. That thing is rare. So in a way that thing was priceless. So to see it go bye like that, I'm pretty sure the queen, who's probably a collectionist, that hurt her. That hurt her deep. I feel you. I feel you, queen. You got something right in front of you and you can't get it. I feel you. Now, the village house on the turtle's back, I'm talking about that again, yes. Seeing the dead bodies and stuff. We got also another look back on something I wish they spent more time developing, is the relationship between Reptilia and Eclair. I already said that before, but just in case, Eclair was related to the dude that tortured Reptilia's, her and Reptilia's best friend, causing her to die. Of course, she hated that man. So, of course, Eclair, knowing this, finding this out, made her feel terrible. So one of the things that they took away is Eclair's characterization in the show. She isn't who she was supposed to be. Well, she is who she's supposed to be, but she isn't, her characterization was cut, trimmed down. I guess that's one of the things that made people upset, But Reptilia is saying it's not her fault, she didn't do it, and which is, I like Reptilia's way of thinking that a lot of people should be, a lot of people should be thinking, just because one person did doesn't mean you should blame the entire group. You shouldn't do that. It's that one individual's own sins, and they should be punished for it, and that is it. Everyone else around them, if they didn't know anything about it, or they tried to stop them but couldn't, and they're still doing their very best to the very end, you can't blame them. They did. They tried to do what they had to do. So I'm glad Reptilia took that in a very mature way. Now, with Risha and her development is, despite her being very knowledgeable and Fumi saying she's better at, this research thing and being, kind of like an archaeologist. But the old woman was like, true, but she has very exceptional Kai, very exceptional Kai. Saying that despite how good Reptilia and Philo is, she believes that Reisha could master the Hagen style, the Hagen Suno style, which would be cool if she does Hagen Nuno style. The entire martial arts. That'd be nice to see. But anyways, last thing I want to talk about is Lark, Therese, and Glass showing up at the end, pretending to be normal adventurers. Like the Queen told to do this, and then the way he acted, I knew it was Lark. Not because I read the mangas. I actually kind of forgot about these parts in my head. It's been a while since I read this part of the manga, but it's the way he acted, and he had a scythe. Like, oh, this person looks familiar. Scythe following two girls, and he said lad at the end. I'm like, oh, that's Lark. This dude didn't even try. Oh man, it's good to see Lark. Despite how him being on the opposite side, Nafumi still looked up to him as a cool dude who didn't look down on him. So that's pretty cool. So who knows why they're there and how did it get there? How come they're able to jump to a different world to fight these waves? It's very, very interesting. Now, I think that's where I'll leave it at. A lot of people say they're not really enjoying the show. I enjoyed the CGI turtle. I had my enjoyment of it. I know you should have higher standards, but these people working their asses off. I'm sorry, but these people working their asses off. Now, if it's complete and total garbage of animation and stuff, yes. Does Shield deserve better? Yes. But like I said, I don't know how the people are being treated over there in Japan, and it's just it's an off feeling about me with this situation. Anyways, like, you don't want to yell at these people who are already slaving over a hot stove with poor wages as it already is, feeling like committing suicide, telling them to do better. Now it's total garbage. I'll be like, you should stop the project and let these people take a rest and let them work on something else. But that's just my opinion. So that's all I got for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. This has been Madcrown on Madame. Signing out.